Welcome to the Current Podcast. Thank you for joining us in another episode tonight. This is your producer Byron alongside Mauricio.
Yes,
How you
sir.
doing, bro?
Pretty good.
And we also have our host Enzo in the
What
building,
up, bro? What up? How y'all doing?
Manny in the building,
Hey, what up?
and we have a special guest tonight, Aries. How you
What's
doing,
good?
bro?
How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Very good,
Yourself?
man.
Thank you guys for having me, by the way. Thank you.
Nah, we
Sure,
appreciate
bro.
it
Thank
coming
you.
out, man. So Aries, tell us about yourself. Like, what is it? Who do you think you are?
Who do I think I am?
Yeah,
You know what? When this
it's a packed question.
yeah, it is a
man.
very packed question, bro. When I was sent this question, I was like, dang, am I gonna have to study this shit and then you know what I'm saying? Or should
It's
I-
because we don't really think about like self-description, right?
right.
Most of us, we go through life and we think that the things that we do constantly, that's what we are.
Right.
But we rarely stop and think like, who am I?
Yes,
Yeah.
very true.
Shit, I still don't know who I
Shit,
completely
I
am.
feel
You know
that.
what I mean?
And I thought about this, and I'm like, when I get there, I'm just gonna just freestyle everything, and I'm just gonna speak about whatever comes out of my heart and whatever comes out of my mind, whatever I'm thinking. At the end of the day, that's what's important,
It's organic.
Who am I? I am a fucking. I am a Los Angeles native. All right.
All right, let's start this. Hell yeah.
My parents are Central American.
Hey, that's what's
You know what I'm
up.
saying? Room for
Yeah,
Central
yeah.
Americans right here.
Part of
Um,
Central America, bro?
Well, my dad's from El Salvador and my mom's from Honduras.
Oh, dope.
dope.
You guys
Right
just got the
neighbors,
first
bro.
woman president over there in
There it
Honduras.
is, man. There it is. I have to follow up on that for sure. But hey, shout outs to her. You know what I'm saying?
First female.
Shout outs to her for fucking doing her thing, and hope that everything is politically right on
right,
that side. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
for sure.
Honestly, bro, I guess I'm many things. I'm just energy in this vessel, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm energy in this vessel, and the name pretty much arrived from like me being born in April. You know, And,
so you're the
um,
beginning of April.
April 12th,
Oh, snap.
April
So
12th,
from the zodiac sign.
from the zodiac sign
All
Aries, and
Yeah,
it's
because I was gonna ask you, I was like, where does
Alright.
Aries come from? Aries Sol.
Aries Sol.
And then is that your other half of your zodiac sign, the sun?
The sun,
Your rising sun? or-
yes, the sun is pretty much for me. Like when I make music, I shed light on a lot of things, whether it's the truth, or it's love, or it's death, or it's what I'm saying, people breaking up, or heartbreaks, things like that. So the sun is what shed lights on the world. So that's why I applied Sol in there. You know what I'm saying? Even though the sun is already connected to Aries,
Damn,
so
that's dope.
Aries Sol.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, man.
interesting. Mm-hmm.
You know?
And at one moment did you come and say like, this is gonna be my name, this is what people are gonna
Yeah,
know me
like
as?
create the identity.
you know,
off of
Or
it.
did somebody give you that name?
No, I honestly I used to go by a different name like a few years
like
back.
the therapist?
Which service?
That's J. Cole's name before.
Oh,
he
yeah,
was like
yeah,
J.
yeah,
Cole. He was
exactly.
a therapist. And
Yo,
I'm like, that's a
dope,
trivia.
isn't it?
He says, I've seen a interview. He's like, I didn't like that. But it's like, that's crazy. That was a
That's
dope
a- that's
name,
a
bro.
dope
Well, it's because
ass
people
name.
started saying the rapist, and that they're like,
Ah,
nah, I
He
don't.
said that?
Yeah,
On the
because-
Nord interview?
In a different interview, that's why I've heard him. That's why he
That's
kind of
crazy.
went away from that because he didn't like
The
how that.
association.
Yeah, that
Well, no,
association.
they were probably using they were probably just battle bars back to him, and they used therapists and rapists
Probably,
in the
yeah.
same.
Yeah.
That's
No,
crazy.
definitely.
So what was your name before, bro?
I used to go by Don Lyric.
That's a dope name.
You know what I'm saying?
Don Lyrico.
And it was people would call me Don Lyrico and shit like that. But it was when I started with like me just doing conscious music, and lyric was like, well, obviously like anything that I wrote was like heartfelt. So to me, like lyric was something that had to be connected to me. So I went by Don Lyric and stuff like that. And then eventually I'm like, man, like
Was that more like your MC days?
yes, I would say it's my MC
And
days.
now
my
you're
rap
like
names.
in your artistic,
yes.
where you trying to like you do it more than just rap. You do,
Yes.
that's dope, bro.
That's exactly
the
that, bro.
evolution, huh?
Yes, yes, sir.
Plus, the markability is better with Aries Sol.
Yeah, most
Markability
definitely.
is.
You know what? I was like, you know what? People are like, I can't make thinking music all the time.
Has to be a
because-
more well-rounded.
Yeah, it's got to be well rounded because people are not gonna want to think all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, if
Mhm.
you go to a show, you're not gonna want to sit there and think.
It just
like,
sucks, you know what? Like, cause I'm a hip hop head, so I kind of just to hear the name Don Lyric, it's like a Don Cartagena that type vibe, right?
Right.
That I get from it. So it's like that era of conscious rap kind of came and went, and it's hard to like captivate somebody with that. So it's like, damn, I gotta give them some of this,
yeah.
but then within those, I'm gonna throw some smart bars.
Oh,
You
most
know what I mean?
most
So I like,
definitely.
cause
You gotta mash it up.
yeah,
Oh, most
like
definitely,
it's
yeah,
we're
yeah.
in a different like the attention span is shortened.
Yes.
Mm.
So giving them like a
It's kind
3
of
minute
like,
song
it's
of
kinda
some
like,
real shit, they can't do it. Like these kids nowadays
yeah.
just so.
But going
Yeah.
back to your example, right, J. Cole, it's like he came out with that song Jackie with Bass, right? Well, Bass the song, and that's like a catchy song. where it's just like it's not about the lyrical, it's just a catchy song. But then you hear another song by them, and then bam, they hit you just with the lyrical, and you're like, oh snap.
And then they even hit you with like some soul shit, you know, like
Yes.
going back to you, how like your music, it's like it's like you trying to hit the soul, you trying to resonate with somebody that,
Yes.
you know, and that's kind of like the spirit of the MC is always trying to move that,
Yep.
you know, inside of somebody where it's like you can hear me, I can relate to you and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's dope, bro. You're carrying that mantle because not a lot of people like to do that type of.
But that's
you
also
know.
your way of processing, right?
Yes.
Like your way of processing your life, the way you're processing
Yes,
your
bro,
thoughts.
definitely. I grew up on Pac. I grew up on Pac, bro. Like
For
my brothers
sure.
put me up on Pac when I was younger, like, and I was just listening to him and his poetic way of fucking doing things with music, whether it was some gangster shit or some life goes on and fucking, you know what I'm saying, like,
For real.
what was it, through the rear view and shit like that. You know,
Mhm.
he's got a lot of dope ass songs and it's just like, to me, I was like, damn, that's how I want to be. I want to be able to like make music about what the fuck I feel, not caring about, you know what I'm saying, what I say.
Like
and
putting
how I say
yourself in a box. So it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
nah,
yeah.
you're just this, that, nah. It's like, I could do that, I could do this. You
I
know.
could do that. Yeah, exactly. And when Aries Sol came about, I was just like, it's time for me to just. It's when I started working on more on Spanish shit. Like, cause I've done Spanish stuff before. I've mixed it up with the English, but I was like, nah, I'm just gonna focus on the Spanish shit. I'm a Latino, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm Central American, and I gotta make music for my people too. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, like they say, everybody wants to be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't consider myself a rapper no more. I would consider myself an artist because I do just so much shit that's got to do with either music or creating something. You know, like I even got a production shit going on. You know, but yeah, man. Started with conscious music, and like I said, people rather dance than think. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like I want to make people bob. I want to make people jump and shit. You know, whether it's about love or whether
That's
it's
why
some hype
EDM is
shit.
so popular.
Yeah.
And
It's
EDM is
crazy how,
all
like,
just about the beat,
it's
bro.
changed now to from like
Yeah.
the music where we had it to where it was like you're saying something
Yes.
to now it's like that's why I feel like guys like Drake and Cole are still good because they're saying something, but
you
they
gotta
make
remember like
it
what
like
happened
you
in
know
music,
you
right?
can still fuck with it and dance with it and stuff.
Well, it's like when you go back in history and you understand that the church held power for a long time, and music was basically just worship to God, right, for a very long time. And then once people start separating from church and they start going to universities and they start studying, that's when you see that change start to happen. Okay, like it's still very lyrical, but now it's like, all right, we're gonna start implementing different things into it, and eventually you start beginning to see the change also in instruments,
Yes.
because certain instruments weren't allowed and all that. Like, so that's why you get more people more into the beat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. All the beat definitely's got a lot to do with the song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, people would say like, one or the other, like, oh, you can't make a song without the beat. You can't make a beat without, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the writer, but it depends. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I could write some dope ass shit without a beat, and then show it to somebody, and that person could be like, yo, I could make a beat right now for that right now. Like they would go with that song, or I could write a song to a beat that I fucking was. My bad for the cursing.
Nah, you're okay.
If
all
I'm
good,
like
bro.
inspired by a beat.
fucking
what I'm
curse
saying?
all the fuck you want, bro. Fuck it.
If I'm inspired by a beat and I write to it, that could also be another thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I could write to that beat, and that's how I was inspired. You know. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be coming out from what I'm thinking and stuff like that. I remember as a child, bro. Like I used to be singing for my uncles, and I used to be singing. I know, I'm sure you guys know these names like Alvaro Torres, like Ricardo Montaner.
He probably knows this.
These are old school, you know what I'm saying, artists and shit, and like Jose,
Jose.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
know who that is.
Chayanne or Ricky
know who
Martin,
that
things
is.
like that.
Yeah,
All
I
the
know
old
that
school
is.
stuff like that, bro. That's what made me want to like sing back in the day. And I'm not no professional singer, but if I feel like singing, I'm gonna sing in a song. You know what I'm saying? Like
You're not ashamed of singing in song.
I'm not
Because
ashamed.
some people shy away from singing
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
song. Like, oh, my voice is gonna crack, or oh,
Yeah.
it's like, nah, bro. If you and then some people could actually like they could teach themselves to sing too.
Right.
Where it's like you're not gonna carry a note like a opera singer
Right.
or like a Michael Jackson, you know,
Right.
per se, or even a Weekend, but you
Right.
can still carry a note to a certain pitch
Right.
where you're singing.
Yes.
You know, and that's also like a talent,
It's a
an
skill.
art,
Yes.
a skill that you know it could be taught, but it's also I feel like God given. You know, certain people
Yes.
can just do that. Like I personally don't think I can do that because, I mean, it was hard for me to even remember my lyrics when I was trying to write myself, bro. So I, you know, that's dope that you could even like do that. I was gonna ask you what did you do to like train that skill to like memorize your lyrics and
It's
be
funny.
able to like just off the dome remember what you wrote?
It's funny because I like just posted some video that somebody posted about the '90s and shit. How he would pause the boombox, you know what I'm saying, and then he would start writing the lyrics and pause it. Remember how that shit was going on back then? So like I would watch either I'm listening to songs and I'm like, damn, I want to know the lyrics to this song. So I would pause it, rewind it, write the lyrics, and then like I would memorize it by reading it and shit, and just by repetition and repetition and just repetition. Like, and then by like the end of the day, I know the song already. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did with my lyrics, and I think that's what helped me be able to write music because I understood the concept of how the bars would start working. You know what I'm saying?
Would you
like,
break it down like mathematics? Like how Mos Def and how Eminem break it down where it's like syllables and
Oh, most definitely.
is
syllables.
that how you break it down to
Yes, most definitely.
like even write?
You know what? I've not always written that way, but when I started learning about like, hey, like the syllables matter, like I'm like, yo,
Like
because
wordplay and you know place that's sick, bro.
I'm all about wordplay. I'm all about just fucking saying. I'm not thinking about just writing the dopest rhyme. I'm just thinking about like whatever is going on in my life right now, and I'm able to spit it out and put it artistically in something. Like that's how I want to go about it. I'm gonna go hard, whatever way possible.
And
you know what
then
I'm saying?
just a quick question: while you were in school, did anyone like in English class catch on to you? You know, you having that type of talent, try to teach you like how to develop, you know, in your English skills and anything like that, or no?
No, nobody, bro. Nobody ever like took the time or anything like that. I think honestly, like I wasn't like when I was younger, I was writing, but I wasn't as like committed as I am right now, or as involved as I am right now. And even then, I still lack right now. You know what I'm saying? Like
what brought that commitment to light?
I started seeing my younger brother, bro. Like he became a rapper. Like after I moved out of my house with my pops, and I came back one time, he like spit a verse from me, and I was just like in shock. I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "Who the fuck are you, bro? When the fuck did you
I'm
start?"
still
rapping?
waiting for my little brother. to
This
hit
is
me with
my
that.
shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my little brother to hit me with something.
So when he did that, I was like, "Yo, I gotta." Why did I stop writing? Like, why did I stop writing? Well,
So that gave you motivation.
I need that impulse, right?
Yeah.
That like
If he
catapult
if he can do it, I can step up my
If
game.
my brother's over there fucking
and
spitting,
you
recording
probably
shit.
you probably inspired him in the first place.
Yo, that's funny because he did mention that shit. He did mention
He's
that
like,
shit.
you put him on, and then it's like, then he double backed on
That's-
you, and then
that's
you
a
were like,
trip.
I gotta go full on.
That's
Like,
a trip.
I can't let my little brother.
Outshine me.
You know?
That's like- but you know what? Hey, shout out to my brother Vega Uchiha. Man, that man right there is fucking insane with the
The
lyrics. With the lyrics.
Have you guys collabed on music?
Oh yeah, most definitely we
That's
have.
sick,
We used to do a
bro.
lot of music together, bro. We were in a group together and shit.
This
but
dickhead right here stood his mic in the studio and
Come
been
on,
bang. I'm
man.
like, bro, I'll pay you, dog. I'll pay you.
Man, I was here late on Sunday, so.
Bro, I told you something. I was waiting for him to text me.
I
like,
was
hey,
here.
bro, I'm
I was here till
late.
midnight recording with
Look
Gabe
at
and them.
this guy, man.
Exactly.
This guy,
You got other clients paying them.
Yeah,
It's
it's all good though. We're gonna do that.
it's gonna happen.
Piece of shit,
It's gonna
bro.
It
happen.
is, man. After this episode,
We're gonna have to get
Shit.
Aries Sol on a
That's it.
track
Let's
on
do it.
the EP. Nah, real talk. Me and him been talking about doing something like that for years, and it's so like even this was a vision that we had at one point,
Mhm.
and it came to light. He made it happen, but now it's like I used to fuck around with it a little bit too, bro. I just kind of like focus on barbering at one point, and then my thing. That's why I was asking about memorization because that's one of my issues where I was like, I could freestyle probably, but like then writing my stuff, then I could write.
Right.
But then memorizing my stuff in front of the booth,
Right.
when it's time to like go, all right, bro, let's make a song.
Because his whole thing is that when he does it, it sounds like he's like reading.
I'm reading it, yeah. So I'm
And
like,
he and
you know
he's
what I'm saying?
he
So
wants
maybe
to
one
sound like,
day,
hey,
you know, in that
I'm
session
actually
when
singing this, not just like reading it off.
I don't want to
to
sing it. I want to rap it.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Hey, you know what? I've had that issue where like it sounds like I'm reading it because I'm low key reading it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like if you put yourself like before the session and shit, you already have the song, you have the beat, and you just like you're in front of whatever you're doing, and you just keep trying to remember this song by like even just by breaking it down in bars. Like start learning the first 4 bars, and then the next 4 bars. Now you got 8 bars that you've memorized. Now you got another 8 bars you gotta memorize.
I just feel like I'm
Another verse.
autistic in that sense, bro.
I feel it, bro.
Like fuck, bro. I know
You
what
mean
you're
dyslexic?
saying. Dyslexic.
Not
I know what
autistic.
you same shit, dog.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Okay,
Two different things.
autistic. They have a short attention span.
No, bro.
I was just talking to one of my students
Talking
today, and they
about
were saying that
dyslexia.
his kid is autistic, and he's like, he has a short attention span. Yeah, all like he was saying all these
Bro,
things.
I've
like
met some smart ass
hyperactive and like.
autistic kids.
This
so.
the spectrum is really big. Like
Right, it
everybody's
is.
different.
So it's like it could be a range thing. I don't know what I have. I'm just.
But dyslexia is
self-diagnosing
more
myself.
like the
ability
to learn. It's a learning process. of it.
the
Yeah, but-
faultiness about that. So that's what I'm
mean,
saying. It's more dyslexia than autism.
I could just be an idiot too. But but
or
nah,
you're
that's
you're
dope,
just not
bro.
committed to it.
I feel like at one point, bro, like I was committed, like how you saying, you grow up writing and stuff, and you just write, but then you just like you could be like yourself, where you just said, "Fuck this, bro. My brother's doing this. I want to do this
Yeah.
too." And did that take you to do your first song or what?
No, I had done songs prior to that, bro.
But it was like it would just took you to like, all right, bro. I need to get this serious. I need to get on
Yes.
like Apple Music. I need to get
Yes.
on Spotify.
Oh,
I need
yeah,
to get
definitely.
on YouTube. Like
Yeah.
that's what that did to you.
That's what
then.
that did to me.
Oh,
and
that's
shit, you know what I'm saying?
dope, bro.
Because before
Because
that,
he's not doing that yet, or is he?
oh,
Already?
he has put his music out on all platforms and stuff like that.
Was that before you, or was that like?
No, we did that around the same time.
Oh,
actually.
sick.
Yeah,
So you guys both figured it
we
out.
both
like-
figured it out and things like that. You know, like it started with the whole SoundCloud shit, and I'm like, we don't want to do SoundCloud. Let's start putting
See,
shit.
that's where I put my first
YouTube.
checks out. when
Which is
I-
not bad.
That was like 10, 12
bro,
years ago.
it's
bro.
not even bad. Like I did like a remix to "Shine Bright Like a Diamond" and I put it on SoundCloud. It's got like 4,000 views.
That's
and shit.
sick. You see, I was gonna
You know
ask you,
what I'm
how does it feel to have like a song hit like 1,000 listens or 1,000
Feels-
views,
it feels
1,000
good.
plays,
It feels good when you feel like when you know it's like
organic?
organic, bro. You know, like. But nowadays, everybody's gonna want to put the numbers up. You know, however way possible, they're gonna pay for it and shit like that. And I'm not gonna throw shade on that because at the end of the day, if it's gonna make you money, then fucking push that. You know what I'm saying? But don't say like.
But I feel like
got thousands of fans.
from a hip hop head to another hip hop, you don't think that's watered down the craft?
That's
Oh, yeah.
why you see it in the live events, my guy. Who shows up to your live events?
Yes, no, definitely, bro.
Yeah, but
'Cause you
that's
can have all those fake views and listens and everything, but then it's like, who's showing up to your events?
Right? Yeah.
But that's like
Yeah.
not to throw no, but I was listening to a Drake song today. I love Drake, but the feature he had on the song, right? I'm listening to it and I'm like, bro, you're not saying shit in the whole verse, and you got a Drake verse.
I don't know how that happens. I've ran into a lot of music like that to where like a great artist has some other artist in it, and I'm like, what?
What are
like,
you saying?
Why?
dog?
Like, not only the artist that was on the song, but like the artist that allowed him to be in the song and let that verse be in there and then push it out. I'm like, nah, how
Well,
does
that's
that
the
happen?
right,
commercial
and then it's
side
like,
of it.
and that's what I'm saying. I mean, that shit sucks, bro. Because it's like I'm sure you could drop some. It's 4 bars better than what than the
Yes,
feature on that song, and I'm
definitely.
just like, Drizzy, like, you're water, like you're good, and then you're allowing somebody that's good too, but he just didn't put the best verse out. And then that's what has me sometimes. Have you ever done a collab with somebody that's made you rewrite your verse?
Not rewrite my verse, no. And you know what? The last time I thought about that was like when the whole Big Sean and Kendrick Lamar, they dropped that song, and then like he sent it back to Big Sean, and Big Sean's like,
What the fuck? You
Yeah.
just yeah.
he just dissed me. I'm not gonna rewrite this shit.
Right.
But it's like, nah, like if I'm gonna go in, like I gotta go in all in hard, and then just let that be. You know, like
So
if somebody tries, like if somebody sends me some shit and I'm thinking about rewriting, like I gotta think about that. I'm like, why am I even thinking that way? Now I have to try and one up him because he's sounds better than me or whatever. Like I can't feel that way. I'm just gonna go with what I went with the first time. You know.
That's dope. That's dope. That's sick. Cause a lot of people would, like put their ego in that sense. You know, where
Hey,
they'd be like, "Nah, bro, I gotta get this bar off, or I gotta sound." Cause like in a sense, like I don't know. Have you heard that new J Cole Benny the Butcher song?
I think I have. Is it
That-
the newest one?
The
that they got?
newest
The
one. It's
newest
like what's
one,
it
yeah.
called? Caddy something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
J. Cole goes off on that
He
shit.
does, and
Yeah,
I
he
feel like
does.
he's directing everything at Benny the Butcher.
Oh shit.
In my opinion, just not like directing it at him, but it's like a subliminal where it's like you all you're rapping it about is drug rap,
Right.
and then I'm with some conscious shit, and I'm still murdering your shit with
Right.
some bars.
Right.
And it was like he even put the MC Square, bro. Like I was like, yo, he did some shit. Like it was some bar lyrical shit where it's like if you're really thinking, it's not gonna go over your head. You're gonna be like, yo, rewind that. I want to hear that again. But that rewind factor in hip hop is gone now. It seems like because
Yeah.
it's just like say whatever, the beat just sounds hot.
Yeah, or if the hook is dope, is that's it. You know what I'm saying? But
That's
it's-
J. Cole, man.
So-
he murders
He
every time
murdered
he
that kid, bro. And I feel
every
like
time he features, though, he murders.
I mean,
on
but
there.
honestly, I'm starting to feel like who's one of your main inspirations from this generation, like. That you feel is carrying the mantle right now. That if Pac was alive, would be like that guy is.
Okay. J. Cole's definitely
Feel me?
one of them for
and,
sure.
and like
I'd say Absol, but Absol's like he's been like
he's
they
been,
forget
like-
about him or something, or like they're not letting him push any work.
But you know what's funny you said that because Absol to me is like he's a lyrical god, bro.
Yes.
Like he is an MC,
Yes.
master of ceremony, like for real, one of the top. But it's like it's just the situation, maybe the contractually or whatever, like TDE. But I remember he was like they were saying he was the one making Kendrick like keep writing and because he was like doing shit out of nowhere, and then Kendrick would just go back in the studio because it's like Absol was a guy pushing him to get better, and then the topics, the conversations that they were having too, because like that's important too. Do you feel like your environment has completely shaped your music, or it's more like what you hear out there in the music industry, or it's mainly is that your source of?
What's your inspiration behind like your bars?
You know, it's crazy that, and a lot of people trip out about this. Like, I don't listen to a lot of artists right now. I don't even be listening to music like that. Like,
I was gonna ask you that too. Do you?
Because if I do, and I love music, which is crazy, right? But if I do, I don't want.
You don't want to copy them?
I don't. It's not about me copying like purposely, but if like something just sounds similar to that artist, I'm like, oh, okay, that's where it derived from. Like, because I heard this shit accidentally, now I'm thinking about this bar.
Right.
You know, like, but I wouldn't say that my style right now I could relate it to anybody. And if you guys could find somebody, please let me know. That'd be great. I would like to know who the fuck I sound like. But right now, to me, it's just like I'm just trying to put my own style into this thing. You know, like I have different songs that are like upbeat, and then there's songs that are just serious songs and shit. You know, like as a hard artist, like this song that I have two unreleased songs that I'm planning on releasing right now. I'm just not sure which one to release first and shit. You know, but one of them's like a love song, and then one of them's just this.
We got Valentine's Day next week.
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
It'll be a good time.
There you
for
go,
that
love song.
So the thing with
that one wins, right?
The thing with that one is that it features an artist, Ailuna. The song is called Me Cansé. So that song
so
features
Spanglish or Spanish.
And that was all Spanish.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, I haven't worked on an English like song in months, I would say, bro. Probably in the
You
past
just been like, I'm gonna go into my Spanish.
I'm gonna focus on the Spanish because there's a lot of, you know what I'm saying, there's our coaches out there, bro.
You know,
They
it's
gonna fuck
crazy.
with
You
that.
might even pop off there.
That's the market where he has to hit is Mexico, because if you hit it off on Mexico, then the other countries follow.
Yeah. Very true. Very true, bro.
Because
Hey,
Mexico,
you got a little manager right, bro.
Mexico is
Send him my way.
He knows Latin music, bro.
He does. That he does.
Mexico is basically like the Hollywood for Latino
That's
America.
like, and I remember that's like how when Selena went to Mexico, it was like a
Mhm.
big thing, you know,
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
she bridged the gap from where she was coming from, and then it was like a, so yeah, that's hell of a great
Yeah.
advice right there, bro. Like
Mhm.
Yeah, man. We
he
gonna
And
watches,
also-
he watches a lot of Spanish podcasts too about
Yeah.
on artists, so
That's
that's
dope.
like he has a lot of
What is that one called, by the way?
the
The
song?
one-
The one that you listen to, Manny. The
Oh,
Spanish
that's
podcast?
Chentes
Chente,
from
there
Puerto
we go.
Rico, yeah. Yeah, because it's like, well, I got these guys, like, they kind of listen to reggaeton, but they weren't listening to any reggaeton.
it's more like trap that I
and then and then I started getting them into it, like, different artists, like, I started showing you Mike Towers, like, a little bit more, Eladio.
Eladio for sure.
Yeah, and then I started getting this guy into, like, Bad Bunny, and, you know, this guy actually listened to a lot, so me and him just got along right away.
Right.
So
Nah, there was beef before,
but
bro.
Byron, we've been listening to reggaeton Byron since we were in middle school. Remember?
Hey,
Early
those
2000s?
days, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like
Yeah.
like he
Don't
making
know
Y and all
más.
that, don't know más, Tego and all that.
yeah, but you also
Ivy
know
Queen.
that it was dying out.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
definitely.
No,
Yeah.
it
dead.
definitely
Did.
died out with. But this
Yeah.
is the thing. It's like it came in a wave where it was like that's why it's smart of you to go back.
But like when
Not go back to gravitate to that new wave of that
Yeah.
Spanish coming back
Yeah.
to so popular. Like
Because-
Bad Bunny's making that
well,
popular.
Bad
like,
Bunny's the one that brought it back. Him with the what's it called, the Mambo
Gun?
Kings. Remember when they did the Mambo Kings, where it was that group that actually
no, for sure.
in
But I'm saying that's like the
2016,
reggaeton
2017.
side. But like
Yeah.
in other like there's Luis Fonsi. There's all these other guys that have come
Yeah.
out that have done so much for music. You know that it's like damn. Like,
Oh yeah.
You know like.
Mark Anthony. things
Mark
like that.
Anthony, yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
He's they just done so much for the span like J Lo.
Yes, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like
Celia Cruz is older cat. You know what I'm saying?
Christina Esteban, I think is her name. Is that her name? I think she's Cuban. Christina
I don't know that one.
Esteban, I think is her name. But
Yeah.
Gloria
it's just-
Estefan.
Yeah, you go, Gloria
Yeah,
Estefan.
that
That
one,
lady,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Like she's done like they've just bridged the gap. So it's like
Yeah.
you're smart, bro, because not a lot of people that are Latino. They
I
just
mean,
want to
the-
focus on making it big in the music, the English
I mean, the
side,
other one that
forgetting
also
that
he
yo,
likes
you're Spanglish.
Yeah.
is Caliucci's. And
Oh, yeah.
Caliucci's does that
She's a-
English, Spanish that she brings together.
that
she
R&B
meshes it
vibe and
together. Yeah,
stuff.
that R&B vibe. Where she starts singing in English and then she throws you
Little
in Spanish
words,
bars.
yeah.
And then she'll like mix it in and give you both in one
And
song.
that's dope because
But she also mixes in that like LED electronic, and you begin to like get mesmerized by her music, the way she's doing it.
Are you willing to have that even change, like the music start changing the way you dress, the way you like? Because you know how sometimes people start making different type of music and then they start going like Andre 3000, bro.
Right.
Perfect example, bro. Hip hop head to the max.
And they started. being
Now
all-
he just dressing like flamboyant.
Yeah, nah. I
Would
wouldn't.
you ever let that music take you that far?
I wouldn't. I mean, shit. I
you
would.
don't know that.
Look at
until you
Kendrick
get
now,
there.
bro.
I would want to be controlled. I mean, I would want to control everything of my music, and I know it's probably gonna be impossible unless I do shit by myself or whoever's in my label and team. You know what I'm saying? Is controlling that. But like, to me, it's just like fashion. To me, fashion is just.
I'm just saying because I see ones too. so
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like-
yeah. I mean,
That's a
it's-
fashion statement in itself.
I feel that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And you got the Zoom comforts too, so it's like
bro, honestly, like, I've never been big about shoes and things like that. Probably because I was just like, it was harder for me to get them and things like that, you know. But it's like, I don't know. I just put this shit on today, and I was like, fuck it. I'm not, you know.
no, but I'm saying like let's say like one day you're in the studio and then it's just like you start doing some rock shit, but it's rap.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what that and then you know like
That
cause like look at Kendrick, bro. Like you just see him like his last show, bro. I think what was it, that day in Vegas or day in LA or
Mhm.
whatever. It was just
It was
like
the
the way
Vegas-
she was
the Vegas
wearing. I was
Look
like,
like an hermana from the.
yeah, bro.
this
From
little,
like I was like, and then his hair. I was like, bro, this is not K Dot, bro.
Yeah,
Like, and I know K Dot. Like, I was listening to K Dot when he was K Dot,
Right.
and then he went to Kendrick Lamar, and I
Right.
was like,
Mhm.
Absol and all that, you know. So
Yeah.
it's like to see him going to this extent,
About a
and then I still see Cole. Like, I see Cole do the opposite. Cole went from I don't want to be flashy no more to I'm gonna be on my chill shit, which is entailed influenced me so much to be on my chill shit. Where it's
Yes.
like I don't even want to. What I need to have the Gucci and the Louis for
Yeah.
when it don't mean shit.
Yeah, I
It
You
feel
know,
doesn't.
that.
give me my ones, give me my jumpsuits, and I'm straight.
I'm a white tee person, bro.
You know what I'm
Like,
saying? Same
Like,
here, bro. Give me my yeah, like in my new era hat from like that's what we used to rock in how old are you, bro?
I'm 34, bro.
Yeah, so we were around the same age group.
Yeah.
That's what we used to rock in like 05, 06, like a
Yeah.
new era hat with 501s
Yes.
and a
Yep.
white tee, bro.
Yep.
Like that's LA Valley shit, you know?
And your Air Force Ones.
And the forces,
And your Air
I mean,
Force
yeah,
Ones,
for
yeah,
real,
yeah, yeah.
like,
White ones.
for real.
Exactly.
Those shits went up. That's crazy.
That
bro.
is insane, bro.
That's
Shit, you know what? I'm trying to get my hands on some LA Gear lights, bro. That's what I'm trying to
Wow,
get.
you see, you got a couple years on me, so that's crazy. LA Gear lights,
Yeah,
bro.
those
That's
motherfuckers.
throwbacks.
The lights, motherfuckers.
Huh.
But those motherfuckers cost like over $300 right now.
What?
Yes. And they were not nothing back then. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Bro, you can find them at Big Five, bro. What? They're $300 now.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, come up, bro.
That's like Fila that came
it's
up
the
too.
sneakers,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah.
Shit,
But
bro.
see, the feel is still popular out in Latin America. It's
For
just
sure,
not popular here.
for sure.
Yeah.
Nah, it's
Yeah.
shit. Well, what are some of your music goals, bro?
Shit, to put more music out, and to like be able to do more music videos. Like honestly, like I help a lot of people in music videos. Like I shoot music videos and shit like that. So I see myself like, damn, I'm doing so much for like other artists, and I'm like,
But I'm an artist and I'm not.
but I'm an
making
artist.
one.
I'm not putting my own shit. How do I have the tools to do these things and I'm not applying them for myself? You know what I'm saying? And I had a team, and I had a business partner that I was friends with for like about 9, almost 10 years, and that shit fell out. And it was I would say it was his ego, bro. And then at the end of the day, it just showed me his lack of loyalty to me or to
Damn.
us. You know what I'm saying? It was to me, it was to us, to what we believed in and shit.
Right,
So-
it was something you were building and
Yeah.
shit.
but that's not important, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to put my music out, and like whoever fucks with my music, great. If not, then that is what it is. I can't be liked by the whole world. You know what
Not
I'm
to
saying?
touch on the drama, did that
Nah.
affect your music process
You-
making?
No, not the music process making, just my thinking overall. Because I'm like,
Like
who
you
the,
couldn't trust nobody
who the
now.
fuck did I have in
like,
my house? You know what I'm saying?
oh,
Like,
shit, was that?
like at the end of the day, it's like if that person went about it this way, like who the fuck did I have in my house?
this
chilling
whole
and-
time,
and me
like-
hosting and being a good fucking homie too. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Like,
right, right.
and if at the end of the day, if he went about it that way, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, though. You know
No,
what I'm
that's
saying?
what's up, bro.
But,
But I feel like, sometimes bridges burn so that they can light the way to new opportunities. You know what I'm
definitely, bro.
saying? So like that definitely is gonna catapult you to something else. But that's dope that you want to make more music videos. So now it's just in the works of finding that team to set that up
let's
for
make
you.
it happen.
Once you have that music out there, what's the goal for that? Do you want to go and tour and maybe go around California performing? Because I know a lot of like artists do that they go through their local scene, and then they'll expand to maybe another state or things
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
Or are you looking to maybe license your music and get it into Netflix has a lot of shows right now and things like that, and you know
That's a bag too, bro.
Oh,
by the
yeah.
way.
straight up, man. And we're talking about all these Latin also shows that come out and they may need that
Yep.
kind of music. So that's why I'm
Yes.
saying, what kind of goals do you have, or have
Shit.
you even thought about that?
I have thought about it. It's just the connection. You know what I'm saying? I'm not connected to somebody who would, you know what I'm saying, direct me to that.
So
Gotcha.
you haven't got
place.
the publicist yet, the A&R.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you are you signed to something like to BMI or to
I
like
am signed to
ASCAP?
BMI.
Okay,
yes.
good,
I am
good,
signed
good.
to BMI.
You have publishing good. Done.
Yes, and I know there's so many other ones that exist too.
No, but as long as you have it on one of those, bro, that's all that matters. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I went to school for music business.
Right.
So that's why I'm asking these
Boom.
questions as far as
Managers,
where
right?
you were
I'm just
going, you know what I mean? and it's just important that you protect your music no matter what, you know what I mean? And when it comes to connections and all that stuff, and all that, I think what you're doing is right. You make more content, make more music, and just put it out there. And
Yeah, and your group is gonna follow you, like your niche,
Yeah.
the people that you
I was
grow
gonna.
with.
That's
And
how,
sometimes-
Yeah, that's why it was important when you said like not everybody's gonna like me, and that's
And-
fine.
Yeah.
Because what you need is your group to like you.
Yes. Definitely.
yeah, and and it's all about also networking at that point, and you know you're doing that. So there could be a point that who knows, man, your song they just want that song on a show or
Yeah.
something, and it could just be 6 seconds of your song, bro, but it'll be a bag like they
Yeah.
said. So that's something that that's why we're asking the question if that's in the side of line of sight when it comes to your goals for music. and
Almost
stuff.
definitely, bro. That's definitely something that I look forward to. I mean, aside of me like being an artist, I write. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
my thing is like I want to ghostwrite for people. I write
I feel that.
music. I've written music for a girl to sing. You know what I'm saying? I just can't find a girl to sing it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to
Gotcha.
me, it's like I've
so
written
you
music.
can compose a song.
I could
and all
compose a
that.
song, things like that. And there's been times when I'm like, yo, I would like a girl for this. I would like a girl to sing this song or this hook, and I just end up being the one that sings it. I'm like, fuck it, I'll sing it.
You haven't like gone to like a studio where it's like mad rooms and then just trying to network yourself into like.
I haven't.
'Cause I have a few clients that like that, it's a trip. Terrific Chris came out of nowhere, just like was playing ball. I was cutting his hair, and he grew up literally before my eyes. Now he's like in the studio, and it's like I'm just looking at his Instagram. I'm like, damn, bro, like you really are just cooking up with random people every
Yeah.
night, and it's
Yeah.
like he works at night, and like I don't even see him anymore because he just works like
Yeah.
just making music, and it's like to see the process. It's like every day is a different person.
Yeah.
And in the rooms is just like mad people in one room just creating shit, and
Yes.
it's like damn. And then another day, a couple days ago, I went to do a house call, and it was like it was a production team, like 2 dudes on one computer, 2 other dudes on the sofa, and they were all making sounds. And then when they put it together, bro, that shit sounded crazy, bro.
That's
and,
crazy.
and like these dudes produced for Daniel Caesar, produced for what's that dude in Khalid, I think his name is.
Sick,
Mhm.
yeah.
Like some shit like that, and I was just like cutting hair, and I'm like, bro, like I'm just getting what you're saying. Like I could write some shit to this and just give it to somebody so they could sing this shit. Like
yeah.
in my head, I was like,
And
man,
you
if-
get that credit, or you get whatever you're gonna try to
right,
make
like,
off of
and
it.
that's
Yeah.
what something that like I always thought was like maybe if I can't write or rap, I know I got bars, I know I got lyrics, so it's like that's dope. Maybe you should do that too, bro.
Yeah,
Like push that
definitely,
shit
bro.
more, like,
Definitely.
cause like that's like it's all checks and balances that you can
Mhm.
end up cashing in on. Cause
Yeah.
I have a client that Odyssey, he surprised me when I think I was playing the new Forza game,
Okay.
and I hit him up and I was like, bro, your song's on Forza, and the song's like the album came out like in 2017,
Dang.
and it's like a 2022 game, and they still put the
Yeah.
song on there, bro. I
That's
was like,
crazy.
that's
Pick it right up.
sick.
Hey, good for him, bro.
Yeah, bro,
Good
and
for
it's
him.
like he got like
And that's residuals, right,
maybe
Maury?
50K
From that game?
How many followers does Odyssey have on
Yeah.
his Instagram, bro?
It-
Like
it all
50K,
depends.
100K.
What happened? What'd you say?
How many followers does Odyssey have on Instagram?
Let's check that out.
And he's like a hip hop head, so check him out too. He's
Yeah,
dope,
most
bro.
Definitely.
Like,
You know,
He has 104 followers.
yeah, bro. So
you have
that's
to get him
like,
on, man.
you
Somewhere or
know?
another. So you have to reach out to him, by the way. But yeah, I think that when it comes to, I don't know if it's residuals exactly, but it's for sure. You know, they had to pay for the master use of the music, the licensing just to have it on there, and those are two separate fees. Publishing as well. So there's a couple of checks there. If it's reoccurring, I'm not sure, but
Yeah, because the thing is that like I would also I don't know, it depends how it is on the game, but it's like people can also select can go to the tracks on the game and then select what tracks they want on repeat.
yeah, and that's
If
the
they
thing.
don't like a song, right?
That's the thing that it's hard
So
to
then
track
I'm like-
performance royalties on that type of thing.
Yeah, that's what I was.
I mean, I
So-
think they
on
just
that.
cash you out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You
Mm.
cash you out for the master use of using the master file of it, and then the licensing and the publishing. So
Right.
there's two sides of it all. So there's a lot of money to be made when it comes to getting your music license or them using your publishing and all that kind of stuff.
And it's
Um,
crazy because imagine like that game wins a Grammy in because it's the best game soundtrack or something. There's so many categories in the
exactly.
Grammys. You
That's
feel me?
another-
Yeah.
that might
And like
be-
everybody just gets caught up in best hip hop award or best,
Yeah.
you know, like. But it's like
There's awards for different
everything,
things, yeah.
bro. So it's like
I mean, you can also make a jingle. It's like that,
facts.
the guy who made the jingle for The Office.
for
you know?
anything, Seinfeld.
It's
bro.
Seinfeld,
Pusha
and those
T-
guys get money
Pusha
every time
T-
an episode
Pusha
is
T and
played.
Justin Timberlake were the ones responsible for "I'm Loving It."
Yeah,
No shit.
From
Look
McDonald's.
so
that up,
that's
bro.
residuals right there.
Look that up.
It's crazy.
Like McDonald's paid Justin Timberlake to make a
Yeah.
jingle, and
melody.
they
Basically,
didn't. Nah, it was like a jingle and shit, and it didn't come out. And then they were like, he ended up making something from his album, and then they were like, we love that. Let me use that, and then they just use "I'm Loving It." But like, if you watch like the "I'm Loving It" song on just the YouTube, like the whole song is just "I'm Loving It." The whole song is not really like, but just to kind of flip over on some like crazy waves we got going on.
Yeah,
bro.
so on our show we like to go over waves, which is basically
current events
us,
and
current
shit.
events.
we react to things that have
Yeah,
been going on,
react to
basically.
things that are going on.
Right.
Yeah,
So Maury's gonna walk us through them. You know,
definitely. Let's.
if you feel comfortable sharing your thoughts, go for it. You know,
or you can plead the fifth, how you
Hey,
want
you
to
can
do
plead the fifth and just let me and Enzo talk about it.
it. But yeah, the latest one right now that is just taking the podcast world by storm is just Joe Rogan and the clip they made of the times that he used the N-word on his podcast, and they took it. A lot of it's taken out of context. It's just literally him just saying the word, right? And he had to come out and respond and apologize and give an explanation of what's going on. And I'm not of the person that I like people being canceled. I think that it's wrong and all that stuff.
Right.
I just feel like in the current culture that we're in, it's,
I mean,
it's
Whoopi
just the
Goldberg's
inevitable.
getting canceled right now. Isn't
Yeah,
she?
but did you see her thing though? What she said?
On some Jewish stuff, right?
Yeah.
About
Well, she said that
The
the
Holocaust?
Holocaust wasn't about racism. That's a whole
No,
different
no.
comment.
What she said was that Jews aren't a race. So it wasn't. It didn't have to do with racism because it was like they're
But
not a
you
race.
see-
That's what she was trying to point out.
But that,
And
you
then
see-
they were like, "Well, she's not educated, this and that." So they suspended her ass for a week from the View.
But technically, we are all the human race.
Right.
So in that sense, she was right, because Jewish people aren't better than anybody to say that they're a higher race than us.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
They might be God's chosen people, but that does not mean that they are better than us,
Right.
the Gentiles, in a sense, right? I mean,
Okay.
I'm not the theologian in the room. Don't crucify me with that look,
Look at
brother.
him. Jews
I'm
are
Yeah, like
I'm just.
I'm about to
like-
get canceled by Manny.
I'm like, man, who control the money in the banks?
Right, and that's why that happen. I feel like,
Yeah.
like they were like, take her off.
They
crazy.
control the money in the banks,
the
bro.
hierarchy, how the upper.
But it's
Yeah.
kind of like that's the thing that's messed up, because like our world is so revolved around headlines
Yeah.
that we don't even check context,
Right.
content. You know, we just be like, nah, that's what it said on the headline. That's it.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's
Or
as far as I go.
anybody could literally, like, you could literally right now Photoshop some shit about somebody and just put it out. And if you had like a lot of followers, people would believe that shit. You know what I'm saying? Just because you.
What
put
is
it.
that fake super deep fake?
The
You
deep
could
fake
even do
videos.
deep fake
yeah.
and start doing some like, oh, he said this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even Robin, what's his name? Tony Robbins got caught up saying
Yeah.
the N word a
Mhm.
couple years ago.
Yeah.
They almost canceled him, and
So Joe Rogan said the N word. We're talking about. Somebody edited this.
Yeah.
All the clips of all the times that he said
and
the N
posted,
word.
yeah,
Right?
and posted.
Yeah.
But he was, I'm guessing he was obviously in his interviews with other people and he was talking.
And
about
there
it.
were some
Yeah.
stand-up ones too.
Yeah.
There are a
Oh,
couple
some
of
stand-up
stand-up
shit?
ones. Yeah.
So now,
They were jokes, obviously. So, but
was he using the
derogatory term? No,
That-
I don't think.
and
No,
I-
no, no.
He
yeah,
was using the
he-
proper
the
one.
He was using.
He was using the ER.
Wait,
was
wait,
using
He
the
wasn't
wait.
using. He was using the ER.
The
Wait,
ER.
wait. Let's
shit.
just make it. I mean, I don't think any of them are proper,
No.
but yeah,
Well, that
ER.
was
I mean,
his wording.
one isn't in the hip
That
hop.
was
he,
his wording.
He thought that it was proper to
Yeah,
use
that
the
was his
actual one
wording.
instead of using the
Yeah.
GGA. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
But the GGA is like a hip hop word that, like, obviously, like, just people that aren't African American just feel like you shouldn't use that. Some people feel
Right.
like. There's other people that feel like, it's in the hip hop community. The world's gone hip hop in a sense where it's not like that's literally the dominating genre.
It's
I
not a
feel like.
derogative
It's-
statement.
like,
no more.
yeah, like some people,
one.
but then I feel like if you're not black, you shouldn't say it. And I know I'm married to a black woman, and that's how, she's told me that, like, but it's also like she's also said, but if you're around people and they're cool with you, like,
Bro, we all grew up in the Valley or in Los Angeles, and that's like something that's been around us eventually. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And
you always say
we
it,
started
like,
growing up with different people, and like it was alright. It was, I mean, I've never said it to anybody out of like being racist or derogative. Like
Right.
I have used the word, you know what I'm saying? But,
right.
But definitely, like, like I'm not out there fucking making songs with the word in it or anything like that.
And that's
or-
one thing too, because it's like Eminem, right? Like he got big backlash in the back in the day when he said something about it. You know,
Right.
when he said that, I think it was the bitch song, and then I think he said like something the N word in it, and then it was like,
Well, he's known for never using it though.
yeah, but in one song he did, and ever since then he
Mhm.
never used it again. That's
Gotcha.
why it was the whole point of him using it. I think it was like, I forgot. I think it's Dr. Dre song that produced Dr. Dre song or some shit like that. But it was his early work.
Okay.
But I personally feel like the cancel culture just is getting out of hand, and
Yeah.
it's also like at the same time,
Well,
I
the
don't
thing
want
i-
to I don't want to sound insensitive to a demographic of people that listen to us. And I got clients that, like I said, my wife is
Right.
black, so I don't want to be like, oh, it's too sensitive, but because I'm not black, so I can't say, yo, that's not cool, you
Right.
cancel him, because to be honest, like, my heroes are black.
Right.
Most of my heroes are black.
Right.
Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, Kobe, Nipsey, like the list goes on.
Right.
So it's like, I'm not trying to sound insensitive, but I just feel like Joe Rogan is for the culture, for one. I feel like he has, like, come on, he's had
Well,
Dave
that's the
Chappelle.
reason they're trying to make him radioactive, right?
Whereas, like,
'Cause
don't be
he's
close
pulling,
to
he's
him.
pulling, he's pulling the views that the media can't
Come
pull.
on, it's 10 million views.
They can't
CNN
pull 'em.
can't even make 2 million.
Yeah, so it's like they want to take his views away. They want to,
And remember, this
and they
started.
can't control him.
You guys got to remember, this started with the NDRE pulling her music, Neil Young pulling their music because they were
But then
like,
he can't. That's the point. He can't. He said that statement of trying to pull his music, but then who owns his music?
who does? I don't know.
Exactly.
Who tells you?
Then the company that owns his music was like, "What are you doing? You don't own your music to pull
Yeah.
it off of Spotify."
You know, he's not on his masters, none of that. so-
Exactly. So that's what that's what I mean. It's like you also got to look at that. Like he doesn't own his music.
And he
Yeah,
probably
and
didn't even know that with
I
his old
think
ass.
just I listened to Brendan Shaw's podcast today, and it just goes to, he was just pointing out how it's like they're really, and I think with the Schultz post you sent me as well, where it's
Yeah.
like they're trying to silence someone that they know that they can't
They
silence,
can't control. Yeah.
and that he has his own audience and all that stuff, and like I said,
That's
I
why
don't want the man
Spotify-
getting canceled, but it's
That's
just
why
like,
Spotify is backing him up so
yeah,
hard.
Spotify's backing him
Is
up too.
because first of all, they're not an American company; they're a Swedish company.
no, and Joe Rogan doesn't need
and at
Spotify.
this and the same,
Spotify
at
needs
this-
Joe Rogan.
Exactly. At the same time, they know how much traffic he brings to them.
I mean, this is to me the saying goes, good and bad, any publicity
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, because
I was just
right
wondering,
now he might have a little dip, but it's like Bitcoin, and next summer it's gonna shoot back up.
I'm just wondering, like, if
The other thing
I thought
is
if it was, I didn't
he-
know if it was
he-
gonna get to a point where it's like the UFC was gonna be like, all right, you can't commentate this next upcoming fight because
Right,
it just happened
yeah.
this week.
But watch,
I don't
he's
think
gonna
it's
break
gonna- I
the
think it's gonna
internet
be there.
again. He's gonna break the internet again, and watch who's gonna have
But
on.
there's
You
the,
can have
here's the
Kanye
other
West on
thing,
there
and
again.
I sent this to you guys on
Nah.
the chat.
Yeah,
I'm not that
I
person.
sent you guys.
trust me, he's gonna break the internet with Kanye West,
Well,
and
is
then
that-
Kanye West is
well,
gonna be
well,
like,
Motherfucker's gonna have Obama on there.
You at NIGGA, you can say the word. Watch, Kanye West is gonna be the guy that's gonna feel
Nah,
like he has
bro.
the word. Yeah, he's
Obama's
gonna
gonna
be
come
like,
on there, bro. Trust me.
oh, that's
Obama.
if he does that, then
Obama next year,
shit,
bro.
Look,
he
man,
might break the internet. then.
I don't know when this
Wow.
video of Joe Rogan was released or anything like that, but he said this word years ago, and so
Yeah, this
I don't know
is-
why
yeah.
they're just touching bases.
They're
on this
digging
shit.
up old episodes.
Because,
I mean,
again,
Spotify
when you used to
removed
say it.
those episodes.
Yes, they did.
So,
But
I
also,
personally
but
feel
also
like
too, like I
we
sent
just
this
gotta
to the
watch what
chat,
we
bro.
say on our podcast because
Oh,
Yes,
definitely.
I sent
who
this
knows
to the
where
chat,
we'll be
bro.
in 10 years.
There's already
Straight
people
up.
backing him up, African Americans backing him up.
no,
and
Jay
saying,
Prince
hey,
already said he's not a
yeah,
racist.
exactly.
Yeah, so
So it's like
I
if he
mean,
already has the community beginning
I'm
to
waiting
back
for Dave
him up,
Chappelle
it's
to
That's what
come
I'm
out.
saying.
Once
Dave
Dave Chappelle
Chappelle.
comes out saying
We
and
good.
Rollins, I mean, because I haven't really tried to touch the subject at my barbershop just because I have clients that are black and you know,
Right.
I don't want to be sounding sensitive,
Right.
but I fuck with Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
You know,
I
like,
mean, not everybody's perfect. At the end of the day, like,
and that's one thing. That's like what Kevin Hart did a few years ago when he came out with homophobic tweets.
right.
Nah,
And
he was judged by a tweet that was
homophobic.
years, yeah,
viewed
homophobic
you know, so it's
years
like,
ago.
I don't judge him for that though. Like I feel like everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has room for
Always.
improvement. You know.
Always.
So
Cool. Well, this next one's gonna be pretty quickly. GTA 6 is gonna be coming out. No date yet, but it's for sure confirmed that it will be coming out. Are you guys video game heads at all, or Aries? I know my brother is, but what about you, Aries? You like playing video games, or you ever were?
I do when I have the time. When I was younger, for sure, like Sega Genesis and shit like that, Double
Gotcha.
Dragon, all that crazy shit. But it's like my kids play it now, and it's funny that you mentioned GTA because I got a phone call from my kids yesterday when I stepped out to the grocery store, and my son calls me and he said like, "Hey Dad, we're bored right now. We're wondering if we could play GTA." I have a 14-year-old and 11-year-old son.
Oh my.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when does it become okay for these kids to be
playing that game.
playing or any
Insensitive.
type of game, or,
Yeah.
or you know what I'm saying, or
Mm.
like
That's like a freelance game.
or
like,
learning about shit like
you
that.
could do all types of shit. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, how old were you? Hey, Bino, how old were you got it?
Exactly.
I want to say like 12.
All right, so I was
Somewhere
13
around
when I
there.
first played it. So
Yep.
So I can't.
Maybe even
Yeah.
earlier.
I can't be a hypocrite and be like, man, I used to play that when I was like a kid. Like, why am I?
But you didn't even understand it though.
I didn't, but I did it. You know what I'm saying? I played it, and
See,
they
but the
didn't.
difference is like,
Hey, bro, and until now, it's yet to be seen a Hispanic person shooting up places. You know, so
I feel
I'm
that.
just gonna say that. And put
but
that
you
out
have yet to see black people do it too, and that's
there. My
GTA.
point is that they would say that these games are gonna cause all these things, and
Right.
I'm like, I'm yet to see a Hispanic
Bro,
person
Call of
do all
Duty
that
games
stuff.
cause that more than GTA.
Yeah,
games.
all those games. I mean, shit. Like,
I
killing
mean,
and
I
shit
feel
that.
like I feel like it's all on, you know, how the kid is raised.
Right.
If he sees that directly at home, if he sees like, let's say,
Guns in the crib.
like, all right, I know somebody that already like he grew up seeing fuck shit.
Right.
And now I see him doing borderline fuck shit,
Right.
and I don't like it. The apple doesn't fall
Yeah.
far from the tree. man.
Right. Yes.
You
But
know?
here's
So
the
it's like,
thing,
it didn't take the video game to exist. It was the fuck shit he saw.
Yeah, it was the
you
shit
know?
that was going on in his house.
I actually know someone who his son got in trouble just for saying that he went to the shooting range, right? So automatically the school
School.
heard, oh, you know,
We
they
got a
heard,
school shooter at the
yeah,
school now.
the what he was saying this to his
crowd,
friends.
somebody
His
else
parents saw the text. They took it to the school. Now the school suspended the kid, and then they had the parents come in, and they're like, how's your kid doing? We need him to go to the psychologist and get
That's
evaluated.
crazy. You know what?
Fuck
Fuck.
that.
At the end of the day,
And that's just because he went to the gun range with his dad.
Can he not exercise the Second Amendment though?
fuck school. Fuck school.
I'm gonna homeschool my kids.
You know You know what? That's if you have the time and you're there, bro.
Cool.
Hey, most definitely.
My
you
wife's
should,
to
bro.
stay at home. I'm trying to. We're working towards trying to homeschool them just because there's a lot of shit that I'm seeing that is like, I feel like I'd rather have the lead the direction for my kids. Than
Yes.
The school.
Than the
system.
schools, because you know who the fuck's there and shit, who's teaching your kids what, and not only that, but it's
And
like,
I feel like now teachers don't give a fuck. They're not paying. They're not paying them well enough for them to care.
yeah,
And
Yeah,
the
it's
schools
one
are
in a million.
overpopulated. It's
Need
like-
on a
I mean,
haystack.
too many kids in one.
Yeah, too
classroom.
many. So it's
That
like
too.
I might as well have my
Unless
own.
you have them in private school.
Yeah, I would say maybe
Oh,
private
costs a lot.
school.
Tell me
or
about
more.
it.
Yeah. Huh?
That costs a lot of money.
It-
I'd rather
it,
homeschool.
Tell me
in
about it.
that case.
my oldest son, mind you, so this is like a
Depends where you live.
insider,
I'll say
right?
that too.
I got 3 kids. Damn, I have an 8. I have 3 kids. I don't want the mic to catch that
It's
shit.
like you ain't tripping.
With 3 different women, right? I'm not saying that's something you look up
Are
to.
they
or anything
all
like that.
are they all the same race?
They're all Mexican.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
I would have been like, oh, I want a Mexican. I want a black
this and
one.
this and
I
that.
want a.
I feel that. You know what?
Diversify the
Yeah, I would've
portfolio.
been-
Hey,
no, but
hey,
it's
bro.
beautiful. It's beautiful.
I'm not promoting to have several baby mamas. or
Hey,
nothing
bro,
like
Nah,
that.
I'm
it
just
don't
saying,
matter,
if I
bro.
would've had that
Look,
accent,
look,
I
look.
would've done it like that.
I know you guys all know Nick Cannon. He's a good father to all of them, bro. So it don't matter, dog. As long as you're a good
Bruh,
father to all of them, bro, that's all that matters.
Yo,
Nah,
Nick
hey.
Cannon's crazy,
Yo,
bro.
yeah, niggas.
Hey, but he
bro,
got
he just
the
had another one.
bag.
He's at
He
number
just
4,
said that
bro.
nigga.
You got- you
I
got
know.
a bag like
I
that?
heard that slip.
But it's like this is the
Number
way
4
I'm
though, right?
This is the way I'm thinking.
I
Right?
know, but you guys
He
heard
got
that he
more
has.
than- he got
Yes.
more than 4.
No,
But
Yeah.
you just had another another one like
Yeah.
like
After
in the last two
And
weeks.
people were mad at him because it was insensitive because one of his sons just died,
Yes.
and then he's announcing that he's having another one. Like a few weeks
But, like,
after that.
But
son
bro,
had
I mean
died.
like I mean
But
like
bro, that's like rich man problems.
that, and it's like it's out of your control of like the tragedy that happened, and then it's like okay, now this person's pregnant and it happens to be my child.
My
But I mean,
question is, does he get that one that hurt that lost one with him? Do they have another one again?
I don't know, man.
Mm.
So Nick Cannon, I mean, like you say, he lost a child, right? He lost a child, and then but he was messing around with a woman behind.
But
his
this is the
curvy
thing.
mama.
They all have an understanding that they're all his baby mamas. Like
Yeah.
he's not marrying none of them.
That's
His
crazy.
I'm just
his-
saying, dude
his-
he has Christmas pictures with all of them. So
Yeah,
it's-
but
I mean,
He sends Christmas
like, but
cards
that's
with
my
all of
thing.
them.
Like these women,
but
have
like separately,
Yeah,
he
separately,
takes
yeah.
time to go like photo
Money-
shoot with everyone. of them.
money,
Fuck.
More money,
is
more
what-
problems.
Nah, it's
Bro,
just,
that
it's
Wild
just
and Out
money,
show
bro.
just paid him out, bro.
It's not only that. Viacon. He's done so many other shows
Yeah.
before that, bro. That it's like this dude just smart.
I remember
He's
the
always
first-
been acting.
The
since he was
first
a
time
kid.
I saw him
Drumline.
was in Drumline. Yeah.
Like, oh, he got residual from that. He got mad. Like, and
Yo,
he had a rap career. At one
I wonder
Yeah.
when he divorced Mary J. Blige, like is she still like?
You
does she-
mean Mariah Carey?
I mean Mariah Carey.
I
My
was like,
bad.
Mary J.
Mary
Blige.
J.
My bad.
Blige.
I don't know.
I was like,
Hey,
yo.
I don't think I've ever seen her married, dog, at all.
No, but Mariah Carey, like they must have had a prenup, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Because
They
like,
had to.
Nah, but
because I'm pretty sure her worth is more than his.
no.
At the
not
time
With
that
the
at the time,
Christmas?
at the time.
yeah, at
With
the time
Christmas
and
songs,
all that,
that lady
that
makes
was
bank on
bro,
the Christmas.
her masters are worth. Like,
that don't mean
a
she owned the
lot of money.
masters.
yeah, she does, bro.
She
She
probably
does.
That's why.
Now?
That's why she makes money.
She makes
every
money every
December.
year on Christmas,
Part
dog.
for those, but just those.
But every year,
But
that's the
dude,
songs they played for Christmas.
Bro, this
Everywhere,
dude
dog.
has created shows.
No
Like,
doubt.
like
Yeah.
those dancing shows. Like this dude has like Viacom money, and that's
I
maybe
know.
maybe his relationship with her is what opened those doors.
Doors, yeah, maybe.
You know what I'm
Could
saying?
be.
Because this dude for sure not, bro.
'Cause he
to-
wasn't
to
that
be
big.
having babies
He
like
was.
this.
He
That's
wasn't.
insane.
That means your bag is serious,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Oh well, I can't be talking because I'm in a similar
He's
situation.
like the bag ain't
And my-
that big on that.
My bag. I don't even have a bag.
Nah, but I mean, in that case, bro, you just gotta
Put it
keep
in
your
my
dick in your
socks.
pants.
No, you know what's crazy? All my kids are like, okay, so my oldest is 14, then the second boy he's 11, and then my daughter, I have a newborn daughter, she's about to be
Oh,
5
bro.
months.
She wipes the floor with this guy, bro.
she's about-
300 million to
Bro,
30
this is
million.
Google though, bro.
You know who owns Mariah Carey?
You know who was laughing at Chad
Eminem.
Ochocinco was laughing at what the Google says about, bro. You know, and there's offshore bank, bro. Look at what his deals are. Nick Cannon's deals are serious.
All right,
bro.
all right, cool. But I'm just saying what the net worth is. I'm just saying 300
Like I
million
said,
to
this is
30
Google.
million.
Yeah.
And this was when? What year was this made?
2021.
I feel like Nick is up there too, bro. He's in the billions. He's just on the low. You don't have to make the Forbes list every year to be like. You have to also accept like they'll call you on Forbes, be like, hey, you want to be on Forbes?
Yo,
list?
yeah, you want to be on the
You
list?
crack
I mean,
the
I'm
list.
not
You
even
wanna
looking
make
at
them-
Forbes, bro. I'm looking at
I'm
everywhere
just
else.
saying, like, but this is where these Google's things all come from. Like, it's all just like an algorithm that collects, like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But
It's
that
information.
doesn't mean
But it
that
doesn't
in
mean
their
it's the
bank.
rich.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I'm just telling
Liquid
you.
is a whole different. other
Right,
thing,
and then
yeah.
as
I'm
a
just saying
whole-
the proof's in the pudding. She's worth 300 million. He's worth 30. Minimum wage though, we're not. That's
They
not our
can't
problems
come
because
it up.
minimum wage is only going up $1 for us folks.
Minimum wage.
Isn't
man.
it $1.04?
Shit.
It's going up $1.
Self-employment
That's
people.
it? So what is it at right now?
15.
15 going up to
15
16 in
bucks.
July.
I was trying to get $15 like 10 years ago, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You know
That's,
what I'm saying?
I can't.
Yeah.
Right.
can't.
Getting out of high school 10 years ago, that was like, oh shit, you making 15 an hour, bro?
Exactly.
Shit, I was making $12
Working
an hour
in and
coming
out,
of high
bro.
school.
Yeah.
Word.
Back in the day, man, I remember it was like $7.
$7.
But that's
Yeah.
minimum part
Yeah.
time, right? Not full time.
No, even full time.
No,
bro.
and you know what's
Minimum
messed up too?
general.
Depending on what company you work
general.
for, if they have less than 20 employees, you get paid less. If they have more than 20 employees, then you get the
15.
higher
They're
minimum
still
The
wage.
one
enforcing
that
that
always-
rule?
There's always 2 minimum wages depending on how
Oh,
big
yeah.
the
The,
size.
the
Still
best
get the
job
trend.
to get out of high school was always in and out because they pay you the most.
And they had the best insurance and shit.
Yeah.
Like
all
that.
that type of stuff, yeah.
I mean, they
Yeah,
always
but
have
then
to-
it's the hardest to get into as well.
And then now it's
'Cause of
Chick-fil-A.
the
Chick-fil-A is
demand.
also good.
Yeah.
And you don't work Sunday.
Hey, Chick-fil-A, man. Chick-fil-A.
And you don't work Sunday.
And you don't work Sunday? That's a trip.
You don't.
Hey, Chick-fil-A or Popeyes?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you very much. The deluxe with no
Popeyes
pickles.
kind of fell out for me the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I still
Yeah.
fuck with
It's all
Popeyes,
about
though.
presentation to me
Oh.
too, bro. Like the quality of the product and then the presentation. Like, and I love Chick-fil-A, the fucking the chicken deluxe or whatever, spicy chicken deluxe. And then I went to Popeyes when it was whatever the fuck, and then I seen the buns and it was just like, this shit looks like like my little
It's a
kid mate
cafeteria
or my
food.
you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy.
Cafeteria food.
Why is this bun missing a piece? Like what the fuck? Yeah, man.
I don't
Yeah.
know, man. I feel like Chick-fil-A is cool. I just overdid it with Chick-fil-A. I feel like
Yeah.
Hey, well,
In
you
a
got
short
one
amount of
close. Yeah,
time.
you got one close to you. You can eat
feel
that
you.
every day.
I can't eat it.
Oh, you stay
Yeah.
over there north or something?
Nah,
I was like,
no,
No,
I stay in
they
Hollywood.
opened one in Ventura.
in Encino.
Next
Oh,
to the
Yeah,
shop.
and then that one's.
But then they have another one down the street next to the In-N-Out on White Winnetka too.
Oh, they opened one there
that's,
too?
That's by
Yeah.
the office I work at. Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know about
Oh,
that
that's
one.
where you're at?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I'm
that.
right by
you-
Taft.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, I'm over the hill. So Taft over the
What
hill.
the
and then
fuck?
right there.
This whole time I thought you were like in Chatsworth.
Nah,
Nah,
he's
bro.
right
Bro,
there.
you're right there.
We're all right
We're
there.
all right there.
We're all right there, bro. It's a sign, bro.
That's it.
Dope.
We all work
gotta
right
go have
there,
lunch
bro.
together.
Current podcast. Current podcast.
Now we gotta go have lunch together, bro. Hey, I'll meet
Everybody
you at
take
the
lunch at the
In-N-Out.
same time.
Hey, yo, stop by the Chick-fil-A. Get there, and we'll meet you at the
Shit,
parking
shit.
lot.
I
That'd be
feel
sick.
Speaking about cars, they say that the inside of your car is dirtier than a toilet.
I believe it.
What y'all gotta say about that?
I believe it, bro. I
Eric-
mean, just
Eric,
putting the
the
windows
majority,
down.
yeah.
I already know
Shout,
the
hey,
majority
shout
of
out to
people.
Eric Details. You don't let my car
I
get
already
that
knew
dirty.
Enzo was gonna say that shit.
Shit.
Bro,
car looking
Book an
brand new every
appointment
week.
with my boy, man. Eric
Bro,
Details. he
just
got
put the
you.
windows down, bro, and all that dust that comes in, bro.
I feel you.
Yeah,
But dirtier than a
dude.
toilet, where like
That's a toilet, bro. Like
so
you
I'm
know,
saying, bro.
Yeah,
Nah.
bro.
my
They're
toilet.
just saying that because
my
there's a lot of
toilet's dirty.
motherfuckers that are having sex in their car. They're
Exactly.
they pissing
Some
in their
people
car.
have food in
Yeah,
there.
they do a lot of nasty shit in their
drinks,
cars, bro.
and it depends on like all the stuff
All
you
I
doing
do
in
in my
your
car
vehicle.
is eat, smoke, and drive. That's it.
I just drive. That's it. I don't eat in my car.
You know?
No,
I be
no,
eating in my
sir.
car.
There's food that gets into it, but it gets kicked out right after the ride is done.
I eat it.
It doesn't get eaten in there.
I eat. I smoke. And I take naps in that shit too.
there you go.
Naps.
The best naps.
But that's a trip, bro. How's that dirtier than the toilet seat?
Yeah.
Nah,
Because some
that
people
should
are
be-
nasty.
I don't know.
They don't
man.
even
Study
clean.
show.
I
Bruh,
mean-
I mean, for
Who's
some
to
people,
say?
it's their
Who's
second
the
house,
resource?
bro.
Who's to say?
Yeah, Google. I'm just kidding.
Hey, I was trying to
Wikipedia.
airdrop something to you, but I think you guys have me like in a place where there's no signal, man.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh,
why?
that-
Did
nah,
you guys
bro.
just cut everything out?
Yeah,
Giving it away,
exactly,
bro.
bro. That's what we,
need
do,
to have
bro.
our guests engaged.
what
We
we
need to have you engaged, bro.
I
Disconnected
actually
from
need
the
to change the
world.
Wi-Fi password because I mean Enzo's
Yeah.
been better at it, but you know what I'm saying.
You like seeing people outside and shit, like
I've
chilling
been at
outside.
what?
What the fuck? That's the guest from last week.
I've been better at what?
Being off your phone.
I'm just trying to send
We
you
have
that.
a guest this episode.
Let me see your phone real quick. Go to the settings in the Wi-Fi. And I'll give it to you real quick.
You got it. You got
Yeah,
it.
you know what I mean. But before we do wrap up, there's something I want to briefly speak to you about. We just kind of wrapped up a men's 2-part series that's talking about mental health. We're not done with it. We're gonna come back to it, but we had you. We have a couple other guests that we're gonna have that kind of went away from. But I want to ask you about your experience with it, and basically, have you always taken it seriously, or do you take it seriously? Better said.
I take it more serious now than I've ever have in my life, because now I'm more just aware of saying what I mean I've been through a lot, and everybody's been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? We all have our stories and shit like that, but I think once I realized that somebody had the control over my mental health whenever they spoke, and I let that shit affect me and put me in places where I didn't want to be at, or you know what I'm saying? Like that's when I was like, nah, like I can't let this person mess with my mind like that. And you know what? Not everybody thinks about men's mental health as a serious topic. I really don't think that way. You know what? This is the
That's
truth.
why I
like,
wanted to make it a topic on our podcast because I definitely feel the same way. Like nobody really talks about the shit we deal with.
Because we just gotta man up, bro.
yo, I
Bottle all your
mean,
emotions.
I wouldn't.
Can't be weak.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I
No,
wouldn't.
I'm being sarcastic, bro.
That's what they tell us.
That's what they
that's
tell us.
society.
That's what I'm. Don't
No,
take it. That's
No,
how I
definitely not.
think.
Definitely not.
Mhm.
So the way I see it is like a woman's, like, let's say like a couple, right? They fell out and whatever the fuck, and now they hate each other or whatever. The mom or the baby mom is gonna attack the dad, and I'm gonna keep the kids away from you and shit like that. That's attacking their
common.
mental. Now if the father doesn't give a fuck about the kid, unfortunately for some kids out there that exist, then it's not going to bother him. But for the parent who does want to be in that kid's life, and the mom is over there controlling everything and just, saying, like, messing with your mind or trying to degrade you or belittle you, that'll mess with your mental health. They're never going to think about a man's mental health. You know when they are going to think about a man's
When he
mental health?
commits suicide.
He's dead.
When it happens to their son.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like
That's
if
deep.
you have a
But
son,
even by then time, it's too late. Cause that the current man that you should have thought about that way is probably gone, dead, or
yep,
already. You've already pushed them away to the
Yep.
point of no return. You know,
Yep.
and that's one thing that I feel like, men, like we constantly get pushed to that limit where it's like you either off yourself or you just walk away from that. Little
Yeah, so they like pushing, like, you could take it, you could take it, you could take it. It's all good. It's all
Yeah.
good. And it's because it's just you're just like.
And then the damaging
Mm.
effect of it is, as a man, we don't know how to, like, some of us don't know how to cope with it.
How to
That
process.
we just
yeah.
continue to live with the trauma, and then we start hurting other people.
yeah,
And we
exactly.
just- and the
That's
cycle never stops. So
Yeah.
it's like, it takes a lot of self
Because
awareness.
as
you
we
know?
said, our rage, our anger, that's also
and it's
you know,
triggered
our
by
emotions.
random shit that,
Yeah.
that person that we're now, the new person that comes into our life that we don't know, they don't know us for shit,
Mhm.
but they just probably did something that just triggered something that we don't even know. Like, sometimes we're not even aware that that's a trigger.
yes.
Yeah.
Damn, that's why I'm getting mad. Like, you never thought, because you
Yeah.
never asked yourself. You know, you
like,
never,
why do I get upset? Why
right,
does this
like,
happen?
You know, and that's really
You know?
something that, like,
Like, for me, one thing that I put in practice since I was a little kid, and I sometimes even still do that now that I'm older. As a little kid, before I would snap, and I don't even know how I learned this, to be honest, but I just did this as a practice where I would tell people, hey, you're pissing me off. Like,
oh
like,
shit.
like, don't do that. You're pissing me off.
So you were direct.
No, I would tell people that, and then when I would snap at them,
now you
or
just
like,
look at people. I feel like
when
'Cause
I
get that vibe sometimes. Like, hey, bro,
when I
shut up.
snap
I'm like,
at
oh,
them,
shit.
or when I would hit them or beat them up or whatever I would
You
do.
did that to people, bro?
Yeah, bro. When I would let out my rage, because I told you, I warned you, and you kept doing it.
Mhm.
See, that's how I
So
am. too.
Now you messing with me, yeah.
Yeah, now you're doing it intentionally
Yeah.
after I told you not to do that. You know, so I would do that as a kid, where I would be like, hey, don't do that, don't say that, like, I don't like that. But then as soon as they would keep doing it, I'm like, all right, the consequences are now in your hands, because
I
you
told you.
exactly.
Híjole,
Yeah.
And now you say you're taking it more seriously when that, and when you've been put in situations that like kind of test you or not. How have you coped with it?
Man.
How have you like, what are the methods to either calm yourself down or center yourself and put yourself back in the moment?
I think honestly, smoking for me is something that's kept me like
what you smoking?
marijuana.
Oh, okay, good.
Marijuana.
Thank you.
He's like, yeah, what strain?
In these TV.
That's what he meant.
He could be smoking crack for all I know.
No, I feel you.
No,
Like, I see you shaking.
Clarification.
yeah, bro.
Definitely indica, bro. Indica
We live in LA where people
or
just
hybrid.
hit it right
Gotcha.
there, fucking broad
But,
daylight now.
To me, like I feel a difference when I haven't smoked and when I have, which is crazy.
Do you feel like that's a crutch though? Because I'm starting to feel like now I'm 30, bro. I just hit 30 last year. I'm gonna be 31 in April, and I've been like this morning, bro. When I went to school, I'm an instructor, so I shouldn't be smoking before I go, but
Right.
I smoke because it's like it calms my nerves.
Right.
Like you're saying, it chills me out. But then I'm starting to be like, dog, I want to get stuff home. I don't need to smoke to feel chill.
You don't want to be dependent on it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I feel like that, right? But then I have moments where like my rage is like, it's like an old trick that like you just can't really teach an old dog new tricks, and like this old dog's rage is just like my girl sometimes would be like, you need to go smoke. You're being too snappy.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? You need to go.
She already knows what
Go
you
take
need.
a couple
And they'll be like,
puffs.
well, why is my blunt not rolled yet?
Right, you know what I'm saying? And it's like it'd be like the dumbest shit that just be like, and then I be catching myself. I feel like, damn, bro, you sound like an old grumpy old man. Like, and then I have to like, all right, no one's like smoke, and then it's like, but then check it out. I realized that. Shout out to John Sally because he told me, he's like, when you smoke, you're only meditating already, but you're like smoking, inhaling something. So sometimes if you don't have weed around, you just take deep breaths. Because you're already doing that when you're smoking.
To calm yourself, yeah.
Right. It's going to calm you down. So when you're
Mhm.
smoking a blunt, that's what's really calming you down, not the marijuana, he said. It's the fact that you're taking the deep breaths and then you're exhaling because you're holding that weed, which
Right.
is doing that its effect.
Right.
But what's really calming your nerves down when you've like gone after you're pissed off to go smoke is the fact that you're
Breathing.
doing
Breathing,
that breathing
yeah.
exercise.
breathing.
That's
and the
another
coughing.
thing. When I get pissed, I walk away. If I'm at the point where I know, like,
See,
I
but
do that as I'm older now. I just
my-
walk away.
The way my mom raised me, bro, she
Yeah.
gonna walk away. She
Yeah.
gonna tell you what you're gonna die of, how they gonna bury you. what people your eulogies gonna say. You know, she tells you
Yeah.
everything. So that's the trauma I come with, bro.
Yeah.
So I gotta tell you the same, motherfucker.
Would you say you're the same, like that you handle things the same that you did when you were younger?
No,
'Cause I
man.
remember you
I've
said-
calmed down.
Yeah?
I've calmed down now.
Okay.
I used to be more violent when I was younger.
For that.
I've calmed down a lot. I've talked to them about it, like the
Dog,
change
this
of
is news to
scenery
me, bro.
too,
This is news to me, bro.
because like also too where I grew up. I was talking in a lot. I think I said in the last or 2 podcasts ago. Where I grew up, I grew up in El Monte.
Mhm.
And El Monte, when I was growing up, especially because I'm Salvadorian, the majority of people are Mexican.
Right.
And I learned really fast that I was hated because I was Salvi.
Yes, I feel that.
So, like, automatically, any Mexican that met me, like, automatically they would assume I'm Mexican. They would get along with me. We would be good friends until they learned that I was Salvi. Once they learned I'm Salvi, their whole attitude changed towards me.
That's the trip.
They're the way they were, the way they treated me,
Yeah.
everything. And then that's when I started learning, like, they just hate me just because I'm Salvi.
Just because you're Salvi.
And then I also had people who would want to beat me up because I'm Salvi. So I had to learn to just, street defense.
Yeah.
Where, because I was in encounters where I had to defend myself because I was about to get jumped.
Right.
So it's like it was a different environment where I grew up. Like you had to be really tough growing up. So
crazy, yeah.
when I moved out to the valley changed that perspective about me. I was too rough for the valley when I came out here, because when I came out here, I didn't go to Van Nuys first. I went to Kennedy. It's a more of a whitewash school.
Right.
So I was too rough for that, And then I ended up going to Van Nuys my last 2 years of high school. But it's like growing up 15 years in El Monte, where it's like it was really rough back then. Now it's not as rough as it used to be.
Right.
But being really rough and then coming here, learning about different ethnicities, like all that softened me up.
Right.
And it made me like see different perspectives, different cultures.
You know what's a trip? Is like I feel like what forced me to grow up faster was having he wasn't my little brother, but he's my little cousin. So my little cousin always having if I always told him if somebody bothers you, let me know. So it's like sometimes somebody would bother him, or sometimes I felt like I would catch it, or I would look at somebody. I was like, I feel like if it was about to punk him or some shit. And then sometimes I had him for classes and stuff, so I'd be like, that kind of gave me courage to be like, don't let nobody fuck with him.
Yeah.
And then he had a condition back then where his kidney, so that would have me even more on point where it was like, really don't let nobody fuck with him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was always like, if you fuck with him, you gonna fuck with me. And it was like, it made me almost kind of like act like I was hard, but I wasn't really I wasn't hard, but it was just like him being.
It's the street hard. It's different from like knowing how to fight.
But
it's different from like
but it came from a thing from us like
it's just wanting to protect.
Exactly,
Yeah,
like it's your own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's protecting your own. So like, but then it was like it morphed into like. By the time I got to middle school, and it was like, he had his own crew.
That testosterone was boiling.
Right, exactly. By the time I got to that, it was like your ego starts hitting. Then it's like, okay, now it's
because
street
everybody
pride. Now
fears
it's like,
you.
And then it got not till I got sober where I was like, why do I walk around with this like bullshit still? Like you're hard and shit. When it's like now it's like I have a son and a daughter now, so I don't really care about.
You
being
humble
hard.
yourself a lot. Would you say that you were different when who was born first, your daughter or your son?
My son was born first.
And then when your daughter was born, would you say you became like a different man?
Shit changed me, bro.
Right?
Hell yeah.
I would say the same thing, bro. My daughter changed me, but like, it's crazy because I think about it. I'm like, damn, why is it that my sons didn't change me? Was it because I didn't care about them? No, it's not that I didn't care about them. It was just I was still doing some. You know what I'm saying? Some fuck
I feel
around
like
shit.
yeah, and that's me too. Like when my son was born, I was still on pills and shit, so I still wasn't present.
Right.
Like not until my daughter was born. It took me having another kid to realize like, bro, you're having kids, bro. Like you're really gonna be a functioning addict and be like a pill head, and they're gonna be like, that's my dad. Like what the fuck? How are they gonna look at me later down the line? Like, well, you just pop pills.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna just be happy with them saying that he just smokes weed.
Yeah.
cause it's a California thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, you feel me? Like,
That's what I
It's
talk about.
legal here. It's
Hey, you
legal
know
here.
what I mean?
That's what I talk about.
I'm
now.
not doing nothing illegal.
You know, you're not
and then he's
alcoholic.
gonna your son's gonna have like a friend in Oregon. He's like, oh yeah, well my dad does just shrooms. You know, it's legal
I
here.
know, right?
It's all good here.
Oh,
Come
hell
over here.
no.
Why wait until he gets the class of like, oh, smoking is bad for you, and then he's gonna come home and be like, Dad, I don't want you smoking no more. You could die. Your lungs.
All that extra stuff. and shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
bro.
I remember my son, my youngest son. He'd be like, Dad, like, why are you doing drugs? And I'm like, drugs? Well, you tell your teachers. I First of all, I graduated there, son.
Right.
I graduated there. All right.
This is a
This is not a drug.
medicinal substance.
But I would tell my son, like, all right, I'm gonna go take a break. Like, okay, Dad, I'll be right back in 5 minutes or 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I was like, man, I'm just gonna keep it real with him. I've kept it real with my youngest, because look, my story is insane. Like, I hadn't seen my oldest son for several years because of the issues that
The
him and his
drama.
mom had. Me and his mom had. You know what I'm saying? And the way I was able to come in contact with him by putting a song out there that was for him, that I dedicated to him, is called My Son, and I put it out there on his birthday. But
she heard it.
I knew he followed me on YouTube, so he commented 2 days later with the lyrics of the song, right? And I was like, dang, son, like, I hope you love the song. Hit me up on my email. And then his mom hits me up. Who the fuck do you think you are? I was like, oh man. Like, first of all, I didn't reach out to my son first. He reached out to me first, and then I responded. You know what I'm saying? But like with my youngest son, because of the shit that I wasn't able to, like, I wasn't able to be there for my oldest son the way I should have been, or I could have been. For my youngest son, I kept it too real with him. Like, I've always been just
Too
real with
real.
him. You know what I'm saying? Be blunt. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't want him. The thing is, I don't want him to think that this world is fucking fairy tale and everything's nice and like, nah, like,
you don't want to sugarcoat it.
you don't want to sugarcoat anything.
Hey, bro, you took that shit out of my brain. I was gonna say that shit too, but I was like, I'm gonna just wait, let him talk.
Hey,
You
you want to show these kids the reality of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like,
true.
I tell him, like, hey, you know, like, he knows his grandma smokes cigarettes. All right, your grandma smokes cigarettes, but she's not on some heavy
She's
shit.
not a bad
It's a
person.
cigarette. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
like you
She's
can-
only hurting herself.
yeah. At the end of the day, you know. Look,
I'm sorry, like, if we're pretty blunt, right? Like,
hey, but it's like
But the way he said it,
we all do it to each other, bro.
Right.
But like,
Yeah.
Hey, I'm smoking a
Yeah, with
backwood. I'm
food.
hurting myself.
The way-
I eat a soda. I drink
Yep.
multiple sodas a day.
Sugar,
I'm
bro.
hurting myself.
Sugar's
Yeah.
the worst drug
You should
ever,
tell him,
bro.
yeah, that's the worst drug ever. Bro.
Hey, you know what? I think like anybody out there right now, since we're talking about kids, like, they're not gonna get it right the first time or whenever the fuck. But honestly, like, the best thing, and this is to the fathers out there, since we're
Be
men out
real,
here,
bro.
be real, and just being your son's or your daughter's life, stay there. You know what I'm saying? You were man enough to create
Have
one.
'em.
Do the best by
shit-
them. Make better versions of them that you wish that you were. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I always say it felt good to make them. Trust me, it feels better to raise them.
no, most definitely, bro. Like, and
Like,
right now
when
I'm
you-
blessed. I have
yeah.
all my kids in my life. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what's up.
And like my oldest son, like, he wasn't in my life for some time, but what is he doing right now? He's fucking writing music. He's
You
writing
inspired
lyrics,
him
and
and
I'm like,
shit.
damn,
That's
this kid.
dope, bro.
And you were talking about private school earlier. This kid goes to private school, so his mom's like paying tuition for that shit. And you know, that's the mix that I'm in now too. Like, I have to
She's like,
come up with
help
that.
Help me.
Yeah,
do
help
that.
me.
Like,
Well, how are you doing this shit when I was in there? You know what I'm
Right,
saying? You chose to put him in private
exactly,
school. But
and
it's like, I honestly, like, school for me, it's like a double-edged sword, bro. Like, there's so many good things you can learn in school, but there's so many bad things that you could be.
yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying,
you
learning
can rub
school.
elbows with the
Exposed
wrong
to it,
crowd
yeah.
and shit. You
Yeah.
know, like
Did
that's
you get the song, bro?
Yeah, I have it.
Cool.
Whenever you
quick
want me-
question, bro.
What's up?
You know how you just mentioned that your son's writing music? Would you ever see you guys doing a collab in
Oh
the
yes,
future?
oh yes, most
Sweet.
definitely. There's a song that I wrote that I had put out on YouTube, and it's on Spotify and all platforms. It's called Por Qué. It was a very political song, and it's like when I found out about kids in cages and shit like that. But it
Oh,
was
shit.
Trump being the president, right? But guess what? Obama was the motherfucker who started this shit,
Yeah.
putting kids in
Yeah.
cages. So I didn't know about that. But I made a political song. I have my youngest son in the song singing Por Qué, the youngest one. You know what I'm saying? And
Like a verse, or he just
No,
has
just
The
like
phrase.
the
Phrase.
phrase
Oh,
"Por qué,"
cool.
like in the hook, and then that's a song featured by Fallacy. But when my older son came into the picture, he's like, "I'm trying to write that," and like both of them are really into this
he's
music.
14.
Shit.
You said
He's 14, bro. He's like a hardcore Michael Jackson fan. The
Sick.
Jackson 5 or fucking New Edition. So he sounds old school, bro. Like with the shit that he be doing, like he sounds like an old school artist, and I'm like, that's a trip. And my son's autistic, you know what I'm saying? So he's on the
Oh,
spectrum,
sick.
very smart, like you said. They're like one of the most
smartest
intelligent
people,
people and
yeah.
shit. You know what I'm saying?
Heck yeah.
Like we can't think autistic and think like, oh, he's dumb or he's retarded.
And
Like
that's the thing
we
that,
grew
like,
up like that. Like,
we
oh,
were
he's
talking about that at school, and I was like, I don't want to label nobody nothing, because
right.
when we were growing up, especially our third, anybody that's 30, 35, and 30, that's when this whole labeling started coming about.
Right.
Like not until like if you're 25, now you got the
Yeah,
stamp.
but we didn't have
like, you're
we didn't
this.
have the science back
Yeah.
then.
Right. I mean, the signs
to
were
even
there,
understand,
but
but it wasn't there to understand like what was going through them. I
But
mean,
this
most of them were labeled.
But this
like,
is my thing. Like
you know.
psychologists, therapists, all that shit is up to subject to interpretation. Like they're always these things that they're coming up with. Like I feel like that's why I feel like I asked the dude. I was like, "Did you get a second opinion?"
But you
like,
always got to get a second.
and that's what I'm
opinion,
saying. Because
you know.
like if you're just gonna go based off what the first doctor
Yeah.
says, like come on, like because it's like I don't like labeling stuff like that because you put people in a box, right?
Right.
And then it's like
You gotta treat them different, or
right,
however the fuck.
like
It's
fuck that. Like they try to tell me that my daughter had a speech impediment, bro.
Right.
I was like, my daughter doesn't have a speech impediment. She's just more observant. Like
She
that's-
just says, "Vos cipote." She's Salvadorian,
you
bro.
know, you know what I'm
Come
saying? Like
on.
it's gonna
You're
come.
kicking it with
It's
my
gonna
mama.
come. Like it's like everybody's in their own process.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna just
Let
because she's
everybody
not,
be
right.
themselves at the end of the
Like
day,
bro, I sucked at math at one point. It's just what it is. Like
I hated school, bro, so much. Like I was always like I was always trying to be good and shit like that. But like once I didn't understand the subject, I was like, man, fuck.
you know
fuck
what's
this.
crazy? They said in my report cards growing up, my mom will vouch for me. Habla mucho. Now I got a podcast. Like
There you go, bro. That's what it
Yeah.
is.
like,
You know?
Straight up.
There was
That's
a
what it is.
reason.
So
All
you
right.
want me to play this track for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude.
Let's end it with this.
Done it with a
This
track.
This is a unreleased
World premiere.
It's called
You heard it
Piensen en Me.
first.
It's called Piensen en Me. It's produced by Lex Esquivel. Lex on the beat. Shout outs to him, man. And I wrote this shit, and let's get it. You know? Yeah. Am I allowed to rap this shit or what?
Go ahead, bro.
Todo el mundo quiere que yo falle, me concentro todos los detalles, me conocen por todo el valle, recuerdo cuando yo dormía en las calles, no tenía dinero, un pobre hombre humilde y sincero, siempre ponía a todos primero y después me vieron como un extranjero, perdí muchos amigos que comenzaron conmigo, nada es definitivo, solo lo que escribo y todo lo que yo he vivido, nunca me di por vencido y por eso yo fui bendecido, quiero ser buen ejemplo y dejar todo lo que yo tengo para todos mis hijos, retirar también a mi viejito. Ey. Cuando me vaya y no se den cuenta que yo estoy muy lejos de aquí, quiero que piensen en mí, quiero que piensen en mí. Los que me odiaban y tanto pensaban que un día yo me iba a rendir, quiero que piensen en mí, quiero que piensen en mí. Cuando me vaya y no se den cuenta que yo estoy muy lejos de aquí, quiero que piensen en mí, quiero que piensen en mí. Los que me odiaban y tanto pensaban que un día yo me iba a rendir, quiero que piensen en mí, quiero que... Esto es para todos los que nos dudaron. Vine con Lex, somos los legendarios. Siento que estoy en la cima del cielo cada vez que me pongo en el escenario. Cuando me tiran un barrio, yo regreso y les tiro unos varios. Soy el jefe y sicario. Si me debes es muy caro. Oye, no quiero pretextos, quiero mi respeto. Cometí errores, nadie es perfecto. Hablan tras mi espalda porque tienen miedo de hablarme en directo, de hablarme en directo. Nadie de ustedes me levantaron, casi la vida me arrebataron. Ni me soporta mi vecindario, ya no me importa si quieren algo. Cuando me vaya y no se den cuenta que yo estoy muy lejos de aquí, quiero que piensen en mí, quiero que piensen en mí. Los que me odiaban y tanto pensaban que un día yo me iba a rendir, quiero que piensen en mí, quiero que piensen en mí.
Okay.
Cuando me vaya y no se den cuenta que yo estoy muy lejos de aquí, quiero que piensen en mí, quiero que piensen en mí. Los que me odiaban y tanto pensaban que un día yo me iba a rendir, quiero que piensen en mí, quiero que piensen en mí. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yo,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Aries
was
Sol,
fucking-
for
bro.
being here with us. We
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
you.
Definitely
That was the
Have a
first
wonderful
performance
night,
on the Cram
guys.
podcast.
That's
That was
dope.
dope as shit, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us, man.
Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all.